All right, guys, here we go. We're talking local shows now. We're talking local shows. At this point, you should have a pretty darn good online presence set up. You have music, you have a logo, you have pictures, you have social media, you have some connections, you've been sending out emails, you've been checking emails. Maybe you have somebody that you hired from Fiverr or Upwork to help you send those emails and manage some of the more administrative tasks that you do. You're continuing to make music. Now, you have some streams of you DJing online. Now, you can take that and do one of two things with it, broadly speaking. Either go out and contact local promoters that can book you for their events, or throw your own event. Both have their pros and cons. You know, if you knock on the door of a gatekeeper, they can decide if you get in or not. There's red tape, bureaucracy. Sometimes it's just plain old unfair. But the other flip side is you can throw your own shows. If you're throwing your own shows, you'd be wise to have insurance. You're going to need a pretty good sound system. The DJ gear that you practice on will likely be the DJ gear at the show, which means other DJs will likely be using it. So there's wear and tear on your gear. You need to find a venue. You need to pay for the venue. You need to market that event so people actually know it exists so that they show up to it. And you need to be prepared for the fact that maybe no one in your town likes what you do and doesn't come out to your show. Sometimes it's easy to forget, but like not everybody lives in a major market like Miami or Nashville or Seattle. You know, if you live in Erie, Pennsylvania, or Mobile, Alabama, there may not necessarily be a huge calling for what you do there. It doesn't mean that they don't like electronic dance music, but nowadays electronic dance music is so vast. You know, it's not just dubstep and house music. If you're finding traction in the trance scene and that's what you make, that can be a tall task to throw trance shows in Mobile, Alabama. So it's just something to consider. I'm not meaning to scare you. I just want to paint a quick, broad strokes picture of what it might take. And the things to consider. The good thing is, though, if you do throw your own shows, is that you're the gatekeeper. You basically focus a lot of power towards you, and a lot of DJs will come towards you and grow your connections because they want to play at your shows. So, I would say to a degree, throwing your own shows is kind of a slow grow, unless you have a lot of money to throw at it and really maybe book a decent headliner and it's the right market. You know, I wouldn't really expect a whole lot in under a year. And I think I've talked about that before with the Beat Positive movement and how we grew our night and basically blew McSorley's in Fort Lauderdale up into what it is now, which is basically a tech house paradise. When, about 3 years ago, the only person that was there pretty much was a chill out DJ that no one really paid attention to, and a kind of a VJ playing like 90s hits and pop punk hits. Now, it's totally underground techno and tech house venue. So keep that in mind. If you're going through a promoter and they're established and they do good shows and already have the crowd, they're going to pull you right in. Especially if you have your stuff together and you don't have a personality that's undesirable. So if you can be a friendly person and a nice guy and you understand business and you have some good stuff going on with your music and streams and you can show them the data that, you're not just a flop that wants a free show, that you deserve a booking, they can plug you right in and you just bypass that year of building your own company because they're pulling maybe 500 people a month to their big shows, or every major holiday they do a Christmas show and a Valentine's Day show. They're pulling 500 people. Now you're DJing instantly in front of 500 people, and you just grew your fan base big time. So that's something to consider as well. Think about it, but get out there and start playing shows one way or another. Start a bar night. I'll see you guys later.